what's up everybody? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. My name is Noah Ruiz. I'm a designer here at Adafruit, and joining me every week is my brother, Mr. Pedro.
What's going on, everyone? I'm Pedro Ruiz, Creative Tech here at Adafruit, and every week we come to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That is right. This is a show we combine 3D printing, DIY electronics, smash them together, and try to make some inspirational projects for you folks. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We are happy to see everybody, and welcome to the show. This week's coupon code is Circuit Dragon. So this is going to work on anything in the Adafruit shop for today, except for gift certificates and subscriptions. But everything else, like printers and stuff like that, is all fair game. So if you want to check out anything in the shop, Circuit Dragon is the coupon code. We give some freebies out to folks that spend some more money with us. There are some fun, interesting ones, so check out adafruit.com/free to see all the different tiers. It'll automatically show up in your cart as you add things to, which is great.
And if you're signed in with your account, one of the freebies I believe is still going on is either pins or the patches.
Pins and patches. You know, I like me some pins and
patches. Yes, patches right now. So if you sign in with your account, we're able to see which patches you've actually received, and we'll give you a random new one every order.
So you can't get duplicates.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. CS team's so awesome.
I mean, you can check out as guests. You'll probably get the same one, so definitely recommended to sign in with your account.
Excellent. Very cool, and they're limited time only. I don't know where we're gonna make these last. Again. Yeah, while supplies last. So cool. This is adafruit.com/free. It's got all the text and stuff, all the different tiers. All right. Let's move on to some delivery options. Same day delivery in New York City. That's an option during checkout. So check it out. If you're up in New York City and you want it in the same day, you got that as an option. We have a newsletter for you guys that happens once a week. adafruit.com/newsletter. That one has all the products that came out that week. So if you want to opt into that, you do have to subscribe manually. So check out adafruit.com/newsletter. I'll slip a link for you. Circuit Python meeting happened this week, and it happens every single week for the most part on Mondays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Awesome progress is happening in the community, and this week is PyCon. So a couple of folks from Adafruit are going to be there, and if you're going there, you know definitely about it. We'll be hanging out in the Discord chat room, and if you folks want to hang out in there, you can see all the cool, fun activities that's going on. CircuitPython.org is our latest addition to kind of the sites of Adafruit. So CircuitPython.org is a great place to get the latest version of CircuitPython for all sorts of different types of hardware. Hardware from Adafruit, SparkFun, all the people that have CircuitPython compatible hardware is in that list. So that's awesome. Check it out if you haven't already. We have a daily newsletter that happens if you just can't get enough of content. There's even more. Go to adafruitdaily.com. Standalone website, not tied to your account, so you do have to subscribe manually. We don't want to spam you, so if you really want it, you got to get it. Discord, we're hanging out in the Discord server right now, and it's a 24/7 chat, so you guys can always hang out, share projects, get help, and just chat in general with the community. We're hanging out there right now.
Yep, tons of different channels you can check out, all categorized based on what you're working on. It's actually where the CircuitPython meeting happens. So if you go over to the left side, scroll all the way down to the voice section, you can see the CircuitPython.
You can contribute. I mean, not contribute. You can contribute, of course. What's the word I'm saying?
You can join in.
You can join in, yes. You can participate, that's the word. You can participate if you'd like, or you can just lurk around and just listen to it in the background while it's happening. It is recorded, so we publish it on all the different podcasting services and stuff. So yeah, it happens every week. However, I don't think it will be happening next week because our team will be coming back, and we might skip that one. I believe so. Okay. Well, we're not done yet. We still have stuff. So Discord, and then helpwantedjobs.adafruit.com. This is a great place to see a lot of different opportunities for makers. Or if you are a company and you're looking to hire some awesome makers, check out jobs.adafruit.com. It's free to do so. So that's our gift to the community. Nice little tool there. Cool. All right, we're gonna jump into this week's project. If anybody wants to get any last minute chats, any last minute audio funkiness, we can address those now. Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
I think it's okay. Interesting.
Yeah, it looks like, if you guys have noticed, we've jumped back onto the wireless mic since kind of figured out what the problem hopefully was for it. Don't want to jinx it, but let's go ahead and jump into this week's project.
Yeah, so if you guys head on over to the Adafruit Learning site, learn.adafruit.com, you'll see we got some new guides this week. One of them is this 3D printed dragon lamp. This was actually spearheaded by Lamar. She's like, hey, I saw this on the Twitterverses. Mm-hmm. Why don't you guys make that and put like a Circuit Playground underneath? I'm like, yeah, of course, this makes perfect sense. Game of Thrones is like about to end, and there's a lot of craziness going on there, and I like to watch the show. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I thought this would be cool.
This is definitely one of those projects that would definitely light up your scene, since it's been pretty dark in those episodes recently.
This will help you light up your scene. Yeah, that's a good one.
So definitely 3D printed heavily involved in this one. Yeah. Just a little bit of the CircuitPython and some electronics to go in this and make it look like a real flame. We jump over to the overhead.
The side cam?
Side cam, one of the cams where you can see down here at the desk.
Oh yes, do that.
That's all it is. It's Circuit Playground. And the model made by the folks over at 3D Dom. 3Demon.
They have a play on words.
Yeah, it's
Demon.
So detailed.
Yeah, it's pretty. Did you have to reduce the polygon count?
Actually, no, I didn't.
You didn't?
Yeah, okay. So that was actually pretty good. This, I have to warn right up front, this is a paid model. There is a free version that we linked. It's not going to be as detailed as this. I think it's like a polygon model that is actually from, I forgot what that video game is.
Skyrim.
Skyrim, yes.
Yeah, I can pull those up.
It's pretty cool. It's polygonal. This one's more organic. There's a lot more detail on it. You can even see the Night King writing on the back there. If you scale this up, or once you're in your slicer, you can zoom up and you can see there's a ton of detail on this little guy here. He has like all the detail on his head and all that goes along with the characteristics of it. You can't really see it in this 3D print since I didn't scale it up, but in the model you can definitely
it's very
make
detailed.
out.
You can see his little ice crown.
Yeah, looks so cool. Of course, the dragon there. This was all printed with no supports. One of the things that we show in the guide is actually just slicing him up, so you don't require any of those. Just a big brim to hold him in place. If you're using something like the powder-coated PEI build plate, you shouldn't need it for that, but we were using just a glass plate to print all of these parts out. Pretty big. You can scale them. The paid model actually comes with several different scaled versions of it, and several different versions of the flame as well. But check out how this guy looks like with the vertical galaxy filament by the fine folks over at Filamentum. Gives a nice little shine to that, nice detail on all of the organic modeling of this. Super cool little detail model. The cool thing about this is it works pretty much like those little balancing bird models, or it just bounces on like a little point. And if we go over to the side view here, you can see that the flame goes right into his mouth and he just balances on like that, which is both cool and scary.
It is.
Yeah, look at that. You can twist around and just chill in that one spot. Yeah. So they do recommend, if you want to make sure that it doesn't fall off,
glue it.
You can add some glue to the tip of the little flame there, and then glue that on. But in our experience, it only fell once when we were moving the table.
Yeah.
So it held up pretty good when it fell, depending on how you glue your stuff. Let me go ahead and turn that on. Let's see if you can see the flaming effect for that. It's pretty bright in here, so you probably won't be able to see it.
When we were filming it, we had to turn the lights off.
Where am I? There we go. So the model comes with a nice little slit, so you can pass a USB cable through. Of course, you can always have a LiPo battery attached to the back of the Circuit Playground Express. In the model, they do include a little base where you can attach a circuit board and have this pop onto there, but I didn't feel like we needed it if we're going to just use it on a desk. Like I was saying before, you can have different flames as well. This one is printed in the translucent blue filament, which is UV reactive, and they have a little slit on the back so you can have this hanging on the wall. I didn't print the LED hollowed out version just because I thought UV NeoPixel strip near the wall looks pretty cool with some of the animations going. It kind of looks like it's like flowing through, so I thought that would be pretty simple enough to not include the light on that one. Yeah. But they actually have, I think, 2 more different versions of the flame, if you want to check out that model. I'm going to be focusing on this one, though, just because of course, the circuit playground and the LED that fits in there. A little bit more nice.
Cool.
Go ahead and jump into the learning guide for this. You can see some really cool pictures that we took of this. The way that it is mounted to the wall or just to your desk there.
All right, let's hop on over to the actual, so this is hosted on Colts 3D. Colts 3D is a great little repo site where designers can sell their creations and designs. And so this was one of them that we were really enthralled with.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great photos here as well. It looks amazing even with the lights turned off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was like the LED version, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think there actually might be just shining a light on it, pretty much like we did. It looks like it's a spotlight there, unless they have an LED inside of the wall, perhaps, which would be super awesome. Yeah. Nice little themed.
2 different ones, green, a lot of different colors. It's great Halloween decor too.
We actually should have shown this going between the red and the blue.
Yeah, actually shifting
so
colors.
Like the transformation.
We are on a tight schedule, so we really didn't have too much time. But that's where we leave it up to you folks.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's on Colts 3D.
And again, this is definitely worth the $7 that they charge for this, because it includes a ton of different versions of the flame, of the body, the way that it's sliced up.
Nice kit here.
Nice little kit there for slicing all that up.
Very cool.
One of the things that they show is that you can't actually print the entire body if it fits on your build plate with supports. But I opted to just chop the wings and all the body parts up a little bit more further, so we wouldn't require any supports for that.
So just to kind of give you some scale, that's my head. Those wings are pretty big. Maybe I could put them on my shoulder.
Hey, that would be sweet.
Yeah.
Have a little pet dragon.
Yeah, if you had a little thing here. It kind of reminds me of Archimedes from...
from Alex Glow, yeah. It's pretty cool.
Because he's on the shoulder, that's all. Yeah, very, very cool. Yeah. Can you balance it on your finger? I'm not going to
I would not try that right now.
I'm not going to do it. No. I'll push my luck. Sweet. That's where we got the model from. Shout out to 3Demon team for releasing it.
And as we mentioned before, there is a free version of the model.
Yeah, we're going to get to that. Sweet. All right, so that's the homepage. Kind of has those 2 links. And the Circuit Playground, there are some accessories you can get for it if you want to just plug it into the wall. We have this wall adapter right here that has a USB port right on it. It's 5 volts, 1 amp, so that will work perfect with all of the Adafruit boards. And one of these cables as well.
We actually should have linked one of these, but we might be out of stock, right?
Yeah, let me pull that up. So if you guys want the best USB cable ever, we have one. It's a reversible USB cable. How would I find it? What would be the easiest way?
I think it's USB. Yeah, there you go.
USB pink. That was the best search term. Yes, we have 2 different sizes. Is that the 1 meter long?
This is the 2 meter long.
2 meter long? Yeah, the same price. Yeah, and they're on. One's in stock. Sweet.
So if we go to the overhead, just to show one of the coolest features of it.
Overhead is B.
No, we've shown it off before, but one of the things I neglected to mention, besides it being reversible on the micro side, it's also reversible on the B side. So isn't that cool?
That's so swank. That's great.
This will definitely, it's good and bad in terms of you're going to be used to cables just working this way.
Oh.
And you're going to be very frustrated when you don't get one that is reversible.
No, that's a great.
So it's great, but then it's going to train your brain to try to insert it once.
Yeah, you'll hate every other cable.
I know, right? So definitely buy a bunch.
Yeah, love that cable.
$4.
Do you want me to link it?
Yeah, we should link that after the show.
After the show. I'll keep it open in the thing. And if you folks want, there's a link for you in the description and in the chats. Just give this one more second. I think that's it. In the Discord. Or maybe certainly we'll get it on Discord. Nope, we'll get it quick.
John is saying in the Discord that the 2 meter one isn't reversible though, only the shorter one. I thought I had the 2 meter. Nope, this is definitely the shorter one.
Oh, thanks, John. I think John had to...
must have found that out the hard way.
Uh-oh.
Why isn't this working?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, you're right. It says right here, fully reversible.
It says right in the description.
Yep, PID 4111. So that means that the link that I just sent everybody is wrong. It's totally wrong. Not that one, this one.
Yes, Amazon is definitely a good place. I think that's actually where we saw, I think it was one of John's buddies who actually linked this.
I think it was Todd.
Yeah.
Toddbot, perhaps.
It's like red, looked really cool.
Yeah.
So yep, they are definitely on Amazon.
Cool. Yeah.
And we're getting requests to wear the dragon as a bow tie.
Like Jack. It's a bat. It's more of a bat, not a dragon. Dragon bat. Dragon circuit dragon. All right, let's keep moving. I forgot what we were doing.
We moved on to the circuit diagram, I think. Oh yeah, printers. It should work on any printer. One of the heroes of this project were definitely the third helping hand, since it's what we use to hold everything in a weird orientation to glue all the parts together. You're definitely going to need it, especially with these big wing spans. You want to sit there and hold, 2 parts together while they're trying to dry.
Just sell a pack of 3. That would be great. Also,
you need a pixel and
keep this open.
Our new favorite super glue.
Yeah. We'll talk about super glue now or later?
I guess in the assembly when we're actually using it. But definitely recommended to use super glue or any type of glue that has these really cool silicone tips that allow you to apply a very
fine
little control for these.
There comes a little plug here.
Comes with several of these tips too.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that in the assembly page. So those are the parts. There's some cool accessories.
Some sandpaper, like the 2020, just to level out any of the pieces where they adhered, where the parts joined together to adhere.
Okay. When it comes to the circuit diagram, this one just kind of covers different powering options. USB power is the way to go here. And we have the little wall adapter if you so need, or you can just plug it into your USB hub on your computer, or
a battery.
Or a battery, like we are. Yeah.
And of course, LiPos work as well.
Yeah. So for the code, this guide kind of walks you through installing the latest version of CircuitPython with circuitpython.org. And it's using the code by Philip Burgess, Paint Your Dragon. He created this awesome jack-o'-lantern project where it has like this really sweet randomly flicker effect on the fire. Nice orange and red, and gradually kind of changes intensity. So that's what's linked here. This whole setup here, just make sure that you have the NeoPixel library installed and make sure it's the latest library. So we have a link to the library bundle. And then the demo code is both hosted on GitHub and available here embedded, so you can copy and paste it right away or download it, view it on GitHub. So those are your options there. We have some more projects that I think this would work really well with. Of course, we have the jack-o'-lantern project that we're using, but we also made a Christmas tree version. Katni Rembar coded this one for me, and it cycles through different colors and has like a nice kind of flash effect, which is kind of neat. And then this one is using Make Code. It's the Adventure Time lamp with Circuit Playground Express. This one uses pieces of copper tape to change the colors and things and effects on the LEDs. So it's a really nice one. I think that would work well with your Dragon. So those are the 3 projects that kind of a mix of CircuitPython and Make Code. So I thought I'd link those. Moving on to the 3D printing part, it does come, well, let's open the free model real quick and take a look at that.
Jump into that one. Like I said before, this is really from Skyrim, but it works pretty much the same as the paid version. And they do have remixes where it is chopped up into several pieces to avoid having to use supports. You can see here, it comes out pretty good.
Oh. Yeah, that's, wow.
I was going to test it out on this new printer that we are checking out, but hey, what do you know, it failed.
Yeah, so there's some great dragons out there. But this one does the self-balancing as well?
Yes, there is a flame attachment as well.
Okay. There's some makes on it, so people have made it.
It definitely works. So that relieved stress a little bit in making sure that this was actually printable.
Cool. And there's a remix as well.
And there is the flame that we were talking about.
Cool.
So,
nice.
A couple different options.
Yeah. Excellent. Dragons.
There be dragons.
Yay. Cool. So onto the slice settings. You're going to use a big brim, I believe. Brim, like that, 7 millimeters. So a brim is going to help keep the part on the bed. So 7 millimeters is a nice, it's a nice amount, a nice thickness to keep the part because it's pretty thin. So you have very little surface area that's touching the bed. So you want more surface area. The easiest way to do that is to just use a brim in your slicer.
Yeah. The other reason you want to use that is just in case any parts start curling up and you have any strikes, it'll be strong enough to actually stay on the bed until it goes up to the next layer. Yeah. That's another reason for adding the brim for that.
When it comes to support material, you could use supports, but we didn't. We just made sure that the parts were oriented with not too much of an overhang. Anything over like 70 is probably too much.
Yeah.
So there we go. When it comes to filament colors, we link to the Vertigo Galaxy by Filamentum and the translucent PLA that will diffuse the fire. That's what you use for the fire.
Yeah, I'm linking to the blue translucent filament here from people over at Ultimachine.
Yeah, this stuff's great because it is UV fluorescent. So when you shine some purple, blue light, black light, it shines brightly with it. Pretty cool.
It glows very nice. They also have a non-blue color as well. It's just a plain clear white color. I've got a couple of pretty good colors there too.
Excellent. All right. Moving on to the assembly.
Assembly, like we were saying before, third helping hands were a giant help in this project in terms of being able to orient the pieces in these like weird orientations for connecting all of the joints together. And it's pretty much just just a quick little rundown of how to actually attach the parts to the third helping hands, how to hold those nice and steady.
Sweet.
One of the things I didn't take a picture here is just using the sandpaper to sand down some of the parts where they're going to join, just to make sure that they're nice and even, smooth, and it'll help with gluing those as well.
Cool. When it comes to glue, we just showed you, but we'll show you again. It's called Starbond. Starbond.
Yeah, they got a couple different like formulas. One that's like runny, one that's has like a medium sort of run, and then a.
It has a kind of a little bit slower work time, which gives you enough to kind of reposition if you need to. And it just comes in this nice little kit with a bunch of different nozzles, and it doesn't haze too much.
It can haze a little bit.
Black, but
yeah, definitely on black.
Long-lasting shelf life. Very nice.
Definitely a better alternative than like the Crazy Glue, any of the other ones that they have at some of the craft stores.
2 ounces of it. So that's what we like to use in our stuff. Okay, get it on Amazon.
Super simple assembly for the electronic parts of it. You're literally just placing the filament cone on top. And if you're using the wall-mounted one, if we want to use a screw with a flat head, that's nice and just big enough for the little slit that is on the 3D printed part to hold on to.
Yeah, I'd click on it, but it's you can click on it, right-click on it. It's just GIFs with the side element. Sometimes they don't work so well.
Oh, it's the aspect ratio of it.
Yeah, so we have this little photo of just how we got that. Yeah, because it just has a nice wall hanger. And
that's pretty much it. Yeah. Nice little way to theme out your theater room or your desk. Show
or your wall.
Represent. I forget what
your
the
love
name
for
of.
Dragons.
What's the dragon that's still alive now?
Viziron? Oh yeah, yeah. We've lost a few of them. We're not going to say who, or we'll be spoiling it.
I think that's pretty much a spoiler there too.
Oh yeah, what have we done? Okay, awesome. Well, that's this week's project. It was a nice, quick, simple one.
Oh, that's a cool little tip. Kirby is saying that he has a small desk fan blowing on parts to prevent hazing when it dries. Oh,
that's a great
tip.
We'll give that a shot.
Wow.
Little desk fan. Yeah, we have a couple fans here that we'll use.
That's a good idea.
Sucker one. Just turn it around. Are there any registration marks in the joints? Carl Davies is asking.
Unfortunately, no, there is not.
There's not, but yes, that would be great.
All right, cool.
Imagine Dragons. Fun. Well, Circuit Dragon, that's why it's Circuit Dragon is the coupon code.
That'll get you 10% off your order. Expires at 11:59 p.m. tonight.
That's right.
Let's go ahead and jump into this week's What Are We Prototyping?
Yeah? Okay.
A nice little rework of this awesome heat set press.
Excellent. Yeah, let's take a look at the progress on this little rig here. So we're doing some heat set inserts. We wanted to create a rig to make it really easy to kind of make it really straight when you're making a bunch of heat inserts. So the latest update is we're using a piece of 2020 aluminum extrusion as the kind of main railing system. We have a there's 3 ball bearings here. This is a roller carriage. The spring is back here, mounted to this 3D printed bracket that's screwed into this piece of wood as the platform. The arm is attached to the roller carriage, and then there is a little clampy clamp on the solder pin, so the solder pin's not going anywhere. We got a pulley at the top here. There's a small little ball bearing up there, and when you pull down on the handle, the spring springs, and this you're able to push this down with ease because there's not much tension on this. It's a kind of, I forget the word for it, but there's not much force required to stretch it out there. This is a tip that we're going to start stocking from Virtual Joule. They manufacture these tips for soldering irons, Hakus, and Wellers. This is one of the the lower end models of the soldering pins that is Haku tip compatible. So that's a nice low budget soldering iron. It has like a little temp control here, and it's just got a regular wall outlet thingy. So that's the progress we're making on it. It'll probably be next week's project, and I'm just going to go through and start listing all the hardware. There's not too much. I'm trying to keep it a little bit simpler, so there's not too much hardware, and hopefully this will help people out that want to create a rig for doing lots and lots of heat set inserts. Yes.
Or just really straight.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some options to, maybe this could be a rig for stamping things. Maybe you want to stamp stuff and you got to stamp a whole bunch of things.
That, huh?
Yeah, so anything that needs to be kind of like plunged like that, I think will work. Mm-hmm. We've looked at drill presses and plunger routers and all that sort of stuff. That was the original design, was just taking a Dremel plunger router and using the hardware on that. But it's easier to use something like this, and you have way more room down here to fit and maneuver parts. So that's what we have so far. Using a lot of M3 screws and a lot of M4 screws as well. So I'm really happy with the roller carriage. It's super smooth.
It feels so good.
Yeah, it feels great.
I really like the use of the spring in the back here to potentially go back up. Mm-hmm. And yes, Mr. Certainly was asking, is this recycled from the ball drop project?
Absolutely,
yes.
yeah.
Some of the parts are. I can't really see the top there, but
know.
I can just move it down like that.
Why don't we just go on the overhead? Just share it like that. Yeah, it's the exact same thing without all the bells and whistles. So I broke this out into its own sub-assembly. So we can reuse this for future projects that need an idler at the top of the pulley. So that's the way that is. This string is just a nylon string, nothing special about it.
He's saying you should combine the two projects, have a countdown for each heat set insert, and play the song, the New Year's song. That's when you hit the bottom.
Do it for me.
Make it a new year.
That's so funny. Yeah, so another cool thing I'd like to you guys recommended the stick vise that we actually carry in the shop, and I am a huge fan of the stick vise. So the stick vise is a very, very simple vise for PCBs, but also work with small parts like this beam here. I have some test inserts that I'm doing right there. It's got a nice, very, very simple design, just one rod, 2 springs here, a little wing nut to tighten it, and these jaws are actually high temperature jaws, the HPDE, the stuff that's made out of milk jugs, if they still make milk jugs. So it hopefully is high temperature and won't melt as easy as the ones that it came with, so they're like a little add-on accessory. There's little mounting holes in the back here, so I guess you can mount it to a surface. And there's a lot of 3D designs that folks have made in the community, and I like it a lot. It's got these this nice groove here. There's actually, you won't be able to focus, but there's a nice V groove here. Why don't you just hold that? Huh? That's what we should have focused on, getting a better camera, not audio stuff. Yeah, so there's different grooves. Here's a V-shaped groove meant for PCBs, and this is more straight. So I guess if you have something like this beam here, it'll hold it and clamp it nicely. So I can just open this, put it down. You guys already know this. You guys told me to get this. What am I telling you guys for? So I'm probably doing it wrong, right? I'm always doing it wrong. All right. How long does it take to clamp something in this easy to use device we speak of? It's so easy, you guys. You have no idea. All right, so that's it. Throw this in the garbage now. That's what I'm prototyping. I do want to share Bill Binko's version. He has a kind of a similar setup, a little bit more beefier though. So let's go ahead and take a look at that in Fusion 360. And I guess, Pedro, it's your turn to play around with the new SpaceMouse.
Oh, we're combining two segments in one. All right, so this is my first go at using the SpaceMouse by 3D Connection. Let's see if I can figure this out. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
I see what you mean by the sensitivity is like off the charts.
Well, if you're a pilot, you want sensitivity. Woo. I'm not saying I am a pilot, just...
All right, so if I want to zoom in...
Yeah, there's a trainer.
Let's see.
Oh, I never even did that.
Oh.
I didn't even know I could do that.
All right, let me hit F. Oh, wait, I'm not in Maya.
No, you're not. Sorry. Why did you agree to do this?
Just so people can see the reaction
share how terrible the mouse is? Or?
No, that you need some sort of training.
But the video I did showed me that I didn't need any training.
Oh, okay, well, I'm not that good at it.
No, it's great. Well, I did recommend...
Let me get back home here.
I mean, I wanted...
And I crashed.
Of course it did. You probably crashed the whole stream. I don't know why I thought this would be a fun idea. It's a terrible idea. It does require a little bit of finesse. So this is Bill Binko's version. It's got a really nice arm here. It's definitely not going anywhere. And he's got a similar setup with the 2020. However, instead of using a spring, he's got this really cool little...
like a weight bucket.
It's a bucket, yeah. It's like a little cup. And the cup has like a little, what would you call it? Like a half of a torus. A hook. Come on, no. It's a hook. And then he strings that up through his pulley. He's using a pretty beefy pulley. This is meant
for
garage doors, however heavy those are. But I like the way that he has it set up. A little bit more hardware required, but that's fine. It's definitely a really beefy setup. If you wanted something that's going to hold some weight, this is going to do it. So it clamps on there on the top of the aluminum extrusion. This roller carriage is a finding from Thingiverse. A gentleman created this for his Cossel printer. So I redrew it in Fusion without all the extra mounting holes and things, and tried to make it parametric. So I will have that as a free download as well. But if we zoom out, we can see that's pretty much the main assembly. And he's got a way much more beefier platform holder for the aluminum extrusion too. So it's a really good option. We're both going to share our files, and you guys will be able to choose whichever one you want. You want the thick one, the bigger one, or a little bit more thin. I don't know. Yeah. Really, the difference is is this a spring versus kind of like this counterweight stuff. I think the counterweight will be a little bit more ergonomical, because then you can just let the weight of the solder iron go down, as opposed to you using your force. So there's some other options too. A fellow on Twitter recommended drilling a hole through the table, and that way you can have the foot power and pull it up and down. So that's a kind of an interesting idea too. But it's meant to be as like, this works for me, this is my idea. Well, Bill Binko's idea too. And you guys can remix it and add on and make it do whatever you guys want to. So that's really, I think it's pretty neat. We've seen something similar before on Instagram, but it was in a kit, or nobody's really released a kit that I've seen with actual instructions and things. So if anybody has any cool ideas or projects that we may have missed, let us know. Today's the cutoff, so I got to start documenting it.
Yep. So filming begins today.
Yeah, so that's kind of it. Oh, it's really long because I just don't have a metal.
Oh, our blade doesn't come in until this afternoon.
Yeah, I have a miter saw, but it cuts wood. I don't want to mess up my blade because this is aluminum. You want to use the right type of, maybe titanium carbide with 100 teeth would cut that well. I don't know. I've never really cut one of these before, so we'll see. So that's all I got for prototyping. I've been working on this for too long.
Pretty cool though.
Coupon code Circuit Dragon. You can get your 2020 now.
Before we run out. I think we were out for a while.
Yeah. Kids and their toys. Yeah, I know, right? Yep.
Unable to post on Twitter.
Oh gosh.
I like how everything breaks.
Yeah. It's a breaky type of month.
Let's go ahead and jump into this week's Community Makes. This week's Timelapse Tuesday is, very sorry, I did not know. Different words.
You jumped in. We're going to have to go back to the PyBadge. Don't forget about the PyBadge.
Oh,
okay?
well, yeah.
So
okay.
this is a, keep going. I just need to.
Yeah, again, apologies for not knowing slang words in the other side of the world. It is the belt pocket.
Yeah, it's a belt pocket. It's meant to fit some things and go in your pocket?
Yeah, so a couple of weeks ago during one of our meetings, we were having a chat on the hinges that laser cut people were using for like metal boxes, use like a little hinge, and it was so funny that right when we were talking about that, I was printing this exact same thing, which is pretty much the 3D printed version of those
live hinges?
Live hinges. You can see here on the side, they're just these little jagged things that are attached to the main body that act as a nice little hinge to close the little purse part of this together. So it has this nice little geometry that clicks to hold everything shut inside there. And then it does a nice job of keeping it on there. You gotta like push down to release it. And it has this very nice little hinge on there. It's nice and thick. So I don't think it'll break. I haven't tried attempting to break it. But one of the things I'm using it for is for all these Canon batteries that we chew through, for all of the, like literally every one of our camera accessories now utilizes this Canon battery, down to the monitors, the lights even, and of course the 4 cameras that are set up for all of the time lapses and shooting.
Yeah, it's one of those things when you're getting a battery, you're kind of investing into the platform.
Yeah.
So depending on, the Sony's, there's a lot of Sony's batteries. We stuck with the Canon LP6s. We sold the holders as well, I believe, the adapters.
Yeah, we do have adapters for that.
Because we just really needed it, so we have that.
So it comes with this cool little print-in-place clip as well. You can move that around. I don't want to try to break
it's print-in-place. Good.
Yeah. I think that it slides around, since I saw in the uploaded image for this, it being on the middle here. It's just because when you're printing with a time lapse, this is actually why it was so stringy. When you have the head move away to the side while the picture is taken, you're getting a lot of retraction oozing on it. Yeah, there's really nothing I can do about that.
There's no retraction happening when it parks. It just sits there and lets the stuff dribble out of the nozzle. That's how you get string.
No, you can retract it, but then it won't have. That's a whole separate.
Then it won't prime.
Purging, it won't have part. Exactly. So
you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
It's stuff you don't know unless you actually try to make a time lapse of this. But it cleans up very easily. I mean, you can kind of see there. I just used a X-Acto knife to cut away at all of the stringing, and it looks pretty good. Yeah. Nice little model, live hinge. You can definitely take this design and modify it. I think he actually has several different sizes of it. You can have like a longer one or like a quarter size of this.
Let's go over to the Thingiverse website. This was designed by 3D_toys on Thingiverse. Just got pictures of it.
Yeah, you can see that it's moved to the center there. I'm just scared to break this thing before the show. The little clip that's included on there, it looks like it'll slide across the rails that are on there.
I see. Very cool. It reminds me of like a birdhouse or a taco stand or something. Print in place, print and play. Very cool.
Like corrugated walls.
Corrugated walls. Excellent. So there you go. Shout out to 3D Toys on Thingiverse.
Super
Very fun.
sweet.
Very fun part. Cool. One last thing that we'll share with you folks is the Adafruit PyBadge. We just got ours, and we've been having fun with it, playing around with Make Code Arcade. And I haven't created any projects with it yet, but I figured I'd throw it in Fusion 360 and start mapping the components. So we have lots of them: onboard speakers, lots of buttons, 3535 NeoPixel size, the M4 chip, the Pico Mullix connectors, Stemma cable connectors, an on and off switch, a spot for the speaker, a spot for a battery. A lot of cool, awesome stuff. So
the mounting holes double as the lanyard holders
so
for the badge.
Yeah, so if you're looking for a really cool, maybe a gaming platform or more of a badge, conference badge, this is it. It's got the 1.8-inch TFT, which is, I haven't modeled this one yet, so shout out to GrabCAD for hosting a file that I can use. I didn't have to redraw anything, which is great. It's always fun. And for the most part, the components worked right away, so very cool. Okay, that is available on the Adafruit blog and the GitHub CAD parts repository that we have.
One thing I want to mention, I don't know if it was said in any of the product announcements or anything for this, but the buttons are nice and squishy. They're like rubbery.
Yeah, even the black ones. I thought the black colored buttons weren't. They're just different colors, but they do have that silicone actuator.
They feel good.
Cap? What would you call them?
Yeah, so probably a case or something for, with the hooks on it for wearing it as a badge. Probably the first project for that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to be the color or if this is final rev. Not sure. We'll ask tonight on the meeting.
It's really good. I like it.
Very awesome. We'd plug it in, but
yeah, the image is messed up a little bit, so we'll take a look at that next week or later tonight. I'm sure they'll show it off again. Definitely, John Park will show it off for the show tomorrow. Yeah, let's go to that. So John Park is on tomorrow. We'll see more of the PyBadge and some more Make Code Arcade stuff. That's tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. As a reminder, he has a whole playlist of all the really cool Make Code Arcade projects that he's been working on. So you can definitely start back at the beginning if you missed those to see how to build a game from scratch. So cool. Works on these. It's so awesome seeing, just being able to dive into the code and like just change the sprites. Yeah, that's pretty nice. So cool. Just to see how it all works. Okay, great. Sweet. So we're building that catalog. Awesome. And then tonight is Ask an Engineer at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I always do this backwards. Because he's holding it up there. It's like First up is at 7:30. That's the show and tell. It's where everybody joins in, shows off all the cool projects they're working on or they want to work on. Show it off to Lamar and Phil. Get a cool vinyl sticker. Yep. And immediately after that, at 8 p.m., we have a full hour, Ask an Engineer, all the cool stuff going on Adafruit, unreleased products, so we get to sneak peek at, and you get to win one of the new products that comes out. You get to call in. Probably a PyBadge. Win a PyBadge, maybe. I have no idea when the PyBadge is in stock. I think it was last week. I don't even know if the one that we have is final versions or not. I don't know if that shows how much I know, but I know very little. Yeah, I don't know when it'll be back in stock. I guess sign up so that they know to make it faster. Please. Thank you. Yeah. Should I have the product page open? I think it's product 4200. There she is. Sign up. Sign up. Or sign up for the Twitter notifications every time Adafruit tweets. I think you'll probably see it a little bit more faster there. Yeah. Sweet. Well, that's going to be it for the show. Don't forget, coupon code is Circuit Dragon. This is going to work on anything in the shop except for those gift certificates and those subscriptions. But everything else is fair game, like we said. So we'll have another one tonight and tomorrow with John Park, so don't forget. We're going to be hanging out in the Discord chat room for the rest of the day. And we'll see you guys tonight on Show and Tell
maybe we'll talk more about the solder rig thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. That's going to be it from us, folks. We appreciate you guys hanging out and picking up a kit every now and then. Helps us stay in business. We'll be in Discord, like I said. And thank you, Mr. Certainly. I don't know what else.
I think that's it.
Did any more audio?
No, so far.
Is our mics working? Like,
no, I think it's
I
been
just feel
good.
like, yeah. Like, okay, what didn't work? What do we do different next week? Do you guys like the background? Let us know. I don't know.
Kirby was actually saying that we should be behind a green screen so we could make it look like we're at the beach.
We are at the beach. This is a green screen.
We'll just make it white.
Yeah. All right, folks. Well, we really appreciate you guys, and thank you so much. Good luck with all your maker endeavors. We'll be here next week, hopefully. But until then, make it a great day.
See you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.